What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the NBA Slate Starter podcast. I'm Eric, joined with my buddy Ryan as we break down Thursday's 4-game NBA DFS slate on DraftKings, FanDuel, and Yahoo. Right now, we're in the middle of the $2,500 Millie Maker over on DK, the 444 over on FanDuel, lots of gigantic tournaments around the industry, as well as the $15, which is what I'm playing in, and the $4, because that's fun stuff over on DK. But our sponsor, Yahoo, as well. Really enjoying playing over there, playing in their, different contests that they have as well. By the way, mass multi-entry has gotten so much easier over there in recent weeks since that CSV got fixed. I'm telling you play over at Yahoo and definitely get over there for Thursday's contest, looking like the best spot to go. But Ryan, how is your night so far?
We shall see. It could, depending on Porzingis on some sites, we shall see. Porzingis, one of my highest owned players. I got up there. I don't know. I think he's going to have to outperform LeBron James by a little bit to really help out. It was unfortunate. Peyton Pritchard was an outstanding play on DraftKings. He was so-so on the other sites, but a really good play on DraftKings for sure. And he just shot the bed. I mean, there's nothing else to define that performance by Peyton Pritchard. It was disappointing, but I had some great Diallo lineups and some Frank Jackson ruined some of those lineups, but it is what it is. Yeah, can't win every night, but hopefully we can squeak away a little bit by the night ends.
Tell you what, the key to the entire evening was how much Ty Jerome you could get to. The guy's 3,300. He ends up in the starting lineup with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And for me, I'm very lucky because I was very high on Anthony Simons in a bounce back spot here. The Jazz are probably going to roll the Trailblazers, but Anthony Simons is a lot better than what he's shown the last 4 games. He was like 3,700 over on FanDuel. Luckily, you can play him at a shooting guard spot because that's where Ty Jerome is at the exact same number, sitting at 3,500. You could get $200 savings there, had to get to that number. And then over on DK, 3,300. Just needed to have guard spots available based off of, the number of guys from Detroit. That just ended up being a smash. He's got 43.7 over on FanDuel, gigantic part of that slate. And of course, Frank Jackson getting hurt opened up all of the usage, all of the shots to Hamidou Diallo and Saddiq Bey. And boy, they did not miss, Ryan.
No, they didn't. I have a pretty strong lineup in one of the contests on FanDuel with LeBron and Ja Morant in there. So we'll see how that ends up finishing. But I really think you needed Diallo, Jerome, Ja Morant, and LeBron James to really find yourself to the top. You can mix and match with center, as JaVale McGee really didn't smash. He was good. He just missing out on a double-double. He might find a way to get that by the time this game ends, but it was an interesting slate. I just got burned by Peyton Pritchard. If I don't have as much as Peyton Pritchard as I do, I think things look a lot different for me tonight.
Yeah, and also on FanDuel, where, I had a lot of exposure today just because, again, tax season coming up very soon. 2 more days. Ryan is, just smashing everywhere. But for me, FanDuel is a really good site for me this season, and so I'm playing a little bit more there to finish out the year. Should have some fun stuff. Maybe I could be a fantasy basketball, what is this? The World Fantasy Basketball Championship qualifier here. We're looking all right here right now. I need Rudy Gobert to keep on doing what he's doing. He's up over 22 now. Just under a minute here left in that first half, and he's got just a zillion blocks. But everybody, hit that like button. You don't want to hear us talk about our lineups, even though it's really fun for us. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you know when this and all the other content here at Awesemo is going live. But more importantly, one more day, tomorrow, I am going to be giving away some goodies for New Year's because I'm a good person, I think. I have my moments. Of being really, really hospitable, if you will. And I tell you what, the YouTube chat yesterday, you guys pumped me up. Gillespie, shout out. What a human being. And, everybody's nice comments. I was getting crap about, of all people, JaVale McGee being a bad play, even though he's a zillion % owned around the industry. And people saying that, oh, well, how could you like him? By the way, Jalen Smith legitimately playing good today. Did you watch any of that game?
Yeah, I ended up with a decent amount of him towards the as I was late swapping to open up some things for some lineups. But yeah, he's playing really well. He's also he's 2 points shy of a double-double. He might be closing this game. It's been and both Jalen Smith obviously playing really well for his price tag. Unfortunately, you don't need to spend down everywhere just because the nature of DFS. Obviously, you could fit him in some nice lineups, but yeah, he played really well. And I think I for sure thought once the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander news came up, I mean, Phoenix, I believe, closed at 16-point favorites, and I definitely could envision Jalen Smith get blowout run, and he's been good. He's been really good. So they're up 12 at this moment, and we'll see if JaVale McGee returns. But Jalen Smith might get this double-double and pan out to be a pretty solid play.
What a backdoor cover this could turn out to be. I mean, it is looking really, really saucy. Right now, the Suns just extended it to 12 after legitimately not being close to up that the entire game. Phoenix was up 10 after the first quarter, then 8 at halftime. Then it was 4 at the end of the third quarter. So we're looking at one of the worst backdoor covers you could possibly have if you got that $16 closing line. But I know you guys are here to talk DFS, so we're going to do that. I will say, though, it's a 4-game slate with 3 of the games locking at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be recording the Slate Starter a little early tomorrow, I think, Ryan. So that's kind of a plus for us. You got the One Island game, Golden State and Denver, but you ready to get going, my buddy?
Let's ride.
Is buddy okay?
Buddy works.
It's better than dude, apparently, but whatever.
Yeah.
Can't believe you hate dude. It's been weeks and I'm still not over it. All right, Steph Curry, 11-4 on the top end. How were we ever friends in the first place? How did you ever like me as a person?
I just had to cancel out that one word and it was fine.
Then I'm an all right dude. James Harden, 11-1. Bradley Beal, questionable. After entering COVID-19 protocols here, almost 2 weeks ago. It was the 18th is the last time we saw him play against Utah here. Bradley Beal sitting there at 10-1, probably going to be tough to get to there. But the big news, and again, I don't want to start at the bottom, but I think we kind of have to. Sexton, we obviously lost him for the year. Darius Garland is in health and safety protocols found it. And Ricky Rubio, torn ACL, out for the season. Devastating injury. But that means there are some randos that we have to figure out. Kevin Pangos, that's a name that you might recognize from college DFS. I'm looking around at some of these dudes. Is it seriously Kevin Pangos night?
Yeah, you can definitely go to Pangos. It wouldn't shock me if Okoro gets some ball handling duty. It wouldn't shock me if they signed someone off the street to
they signed Kyle Guy. Sorry, I wanted to add that. Virginia
Cavalier. I don't believe Kyle Guy's in the player pool, right?
Yeah, he is. He's let me see. At DK, he is 3,500.
He is? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if Kyle Guy is going to be inserted in the rotation right away. But if he is, he's in play at $3,500 for long-term tournament plays. But I want to go up top. I mean, James Harden's there, $11K, but Kevin Durant should return tomorrow. And then Golden State's Steph Curry was very disappointing in this Denver matchup the other night. He somehow did not take the last 3. Max Kellerman got his wish as Iguodala took the final shot with the fate of the universe on the line. Drew Holiday, 8,900 against Orlando. Anyone can get it done against Orlando. Tournament play. Same with Middleton. Bradley Beal, I don't have much interest at 10-1. I think it's a little too expensive for Bradley Beal. But in terms of like solid spend down options, I believe Hassani Ravet got injured. This might open up things for R.J. Hampton and Tim Frazier. Both of those guys are in play just because of the minutes that they're going to play. And I think you can definitely consider them as solid value spend down options. In the mid tier, Will Barton just loves balling out against Golden State. And I believe Jordan Poole is set to return tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
so
he is.
Keep an eye on that situation in Golden State. A little less attention towards Steph Curry might open things up just for the rest of the team.
Yeah, Gary Payton II, no longer a thing. When you get Jordan Poole back, don't roster Gary Payton II, even though he has been sublime, I would say, in relief duty in a lot of these spots. So there's that. But yeah, it's going to be these Cleveland guys that you have never heard of in your life, as well as RJ Hampton and Tim Frazier. I just love that Tim Frazier is back in our life. That guy, he's been around the world in seven days and he's back. It's just incredible. New Orleans Pelicans, shout out. Another one.
Do you know how many teams he's been on? Do you know what team?
It's got to be outrageous. Do you know?
I want to guess. We're gonna make this
Okay, let's guess. How many has Tim Frazier been on? I
I'm
can
gonna
think of 3 right off the bat.
I'm gonna name teams that he's been on the Magic. Obviously, he's been on the Pistons. He's
Yes.
been on the Bucks. He's been on the Pelicans. He's been on the Blazers, or the 5. He's been on the Grizzlies. That's 6.
Again, we play this game a lot. People don't know this, but we do some disgusting things with Basketball Reference. Like in our in our group chat. What?
He's been on the Wizards. That makes that 7.
He was on the Wizards. Yes, I know that.
So I think I nailed 7 teams that Tim Frazier.
Pelicans, Wizards, Trailblazers, Detroit, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Orlando. Can you name the 8th?
Didn't I mention the 8th?
Did you say Memphis?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then you.
I missed Philadelphia. That's the only one I missed.
You missed Philadelphia. Okay, I thought you said Philly for some reason.
No.
He played 6 games, started 3 of them for Philadelphia.
Okay.
28.5 minutes per. Kind of weird when somebody plays 28.5 minutes per in like a 6-game total and a 3-game start stint. Unless he was just like defunct on the bench for most. You know what? Whatever. It doesn't even matter. It's Tim Frazier. Let's go to FanDuel. Point guard top end, James Harden, 11-1. You have all the dudes back in. They're pay up to be contrarian guys now. So everybody who just enjoyed plugging and playing James Harden at will, not having to think about anything, well, you got to at least think about it now because Kevin Durant, back in town. You got LaMarcus Aldridge, back in town. All of those guys are going to be the most overpriced guys on the entire slate there from Brooklyn. But do James Harden and Kevin Durant have ceilings? Yes, they do. Steph Curry, 10-4, Drew Holiday, 9,500. Speaking of overpays, I mean, a lot of these prices are going to take a long time to adjust. But I say in tournaments, Drew Holiday, James Harden, that makes them maybe appealing targets just to get different. But Patty Mills, 6,900. You could give me a million lineups tomorrow, and I would not roster Patty Mills at 6,900. Would you agree? 1 million lineups. I would not roster him one time.
At 6,900? I probably wouldn't roster him, just because all those guys are coming back. But, I mean, a million lineups is a lot. There's a lot of things that could happen. It would take me probably... Yeah, I don't know if I probably wouldn't play him in 150 lineups for sure, but I think I would definitely take my point guard talents to Tim Frazier to spend down, Kevin Pangos to spend down. This sounds really ugly, but RJ Hampton's fine. Franz Wagner's been balling with shooting guard eligibility. Isaac Okoro is gross, but look, he's just going to have to play a ton of backcourt minutes over there. So all sets up to spend up for Steph Curry at 10-4. Bounce back candidate. I know it was a tough day at the office last time out. I think he can bounce back. Bradley Beal, if he plays, if there's no minutes limit, I like a lot at $8,300. That is simply too damn cheap for Bradley Beal. Tournament options sprinkled around. There aren't many exciting ones. I think keeping an eye on the Philly situation, it might open up more minutes for Maxey, depending on what happens with Shake Milton. Denzel Valentine might be asked to play some point guard duty in Cleveland. He's going to be an expensive $5,300 tournament option. 4-game slate. It's not as there's not going to be as much value that we've seen the last couple of nights. You're going to have to pick some gross decisions just because everyone's expensive at the moment. There might be value that opens up, but this is when it makes things fun playing DFS because not everyone's going to land on similar players. So the pivots are going to help you out be able to jump the field by quite a bit. So it's going to be a very good tournament slate. And I think the cash plays will open up as is, but it's going to be exciting to make these pivots for tomorrow's slate.
A lot of Gonzaga Bulldogs on this slate. Like that's really, I mean, they obviously have been like a top 3 team in the NCAA for however many years in a row here now after being a Cinderella for, my entire upbringing, which Ryan doesn't know anything about because he was a child, but there we go. Yeah, I definitely am looking at a guy like Kevin Pangos. He's just going to be smash. You can talk about Kiss Spurt if that's something that you want to try to make a thing. Obviously, I think he's only at the forward spot here. 3,600 there for him. Bradley Beal, if he's in, out, doesn't really matter. I think Kispert's probably earned a role or some minutes here. He's played 32, 35, 38. I don't think he just reverts to nothingness, but 3,600, that's a low tag for him. Should have brought him up over on DK because at least he's got the shooting guard eligibility there. 4K. We'll see Caldwell Pope, another piece of news. But I think regardless, you're still looking a lot of these guys coming back. It seems like they're playing very limited roles coming back from health and safety protocols. Is that something you've noticed as well?
Not everybody's been playing limited roles. It's been really tough to pinpoint. I've been trying to trust what comes out in the pregame press conferences and go from there, or any sort of like beat reporter news, because that's probably a source that I'll probably trust more than my own gut. But yeah, people are playing limited roles, but we've also seen guys just come back and play like 38, 40 minutes just because of the lack of bodies the team has. So it's been interesting to see how that goes on.
The Suns covered.
Oh, they did?
18. 115.97. I don't know. That's the closest we'll ever get to an episode of Bad Beats ever.
Oh, man.
Live on this.
They did, because the line closed at 16 and a half.
It was a 10-point game with like 2 minutes left, and I just kind of like went away. I was like, oh, Thunder are going to cover.
Oh,
they
wow.
did not.
Nice.
And did he get there? Oh, sure enough, he did. 11 and 14 for Jalen Smith. Smith for all the money. McGee.
McGee didn't close the game. It's going to be
not
interesting.
That is really frustrating. I mean, they were also annihilating. Maybe if it's a close game, McGee comes back, but like that's a really frustrating situation to monitor. Aiden, get back. Just get back so we don't have to think about this anymore, and Jalen Smith can play 0 minutes, because right now he's playing more minutes than McGee, and I'm about to lose my mind. So cool. Let's go over to Yahoo because I'm upset. Let's go to the top of the guards. $51, James Harden. No thanks. Steph Curry, $44, more doable. Jrue Holiday, $38. That's pretty expensive. Spencer Dinwiddie, $23. That looks really nice, even if, well, yeah, I want Bradley Beal probably out, but even still, $23 looks nifty. Jordan Poole, you brought up, but probably not going to be on this slate. Will Barton, $20. Makes a ton of sense, but it looks to me as though guard is going to be a Steph Curry or punt kind of situation here. RJ Hampton down at $11. Gary Harris playing a boatload of minutes you could roster, playing $12. Is he a appealing fantasy point per minute option? Absolutely not, but somebody's got to be playing those minutes. He seems to be the guy there. And then you get just all of these $10 dudes. That depends how all the injury news and how the starting lineup is for Cleveland. They've got Pangos. They've got Okoro. Is there anything that I missed here at the guard spot?
Yeah, you can definitely spend down to guys like Hampton, Frazier, Okoro, Gary Harris, all have guard eligibility. The minutes are definitely going to be there. But it seems like a spot to definitely spend up for. I think Jrue Holiday's fine. Steph Curry seems excellent at $44, honestly. Doesn't bother me at a poor game against the same Denver team last time out. Just a bad shooting day for him. But we might get a criminally owned James Harden just because everyone's going to be like, okay, Kevin Durant's back. And James Harden still can figure out the upside. Maybe Kevin Durant, for some reason, this is his third time getting
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, so maybe that could work out. But
keep an eye on Kevin Durant's had it twice now, too. So
sorry, I think this is his third time. If I'm
third time? Okay, maybe, third. There you go.
I'm not sure because he had it during like the bubble. He didn't play the bubble, and I think he might have gotten it last year as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I never knew what to really make of the bubble situation with some of those guys.
Bradley Beal is out. Spencer Dinwiddie. We can definitely ride with Spencer Dinwiddie across the board. Only $23, Spencer Dinwiddie. So definitely an exciting play if there is no Bradley Beal.
All right, let's head over to the forward spot because, again, we're going to fly through this one. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 11-6. He's probably your top spend up at the forward spot. Well, he is your top spend up at the forward spot every single slate. There's really no doubt about it. You can play him at center there where there's Nikola Jokic, so you can kind of just play both of them in a lot of lineups if there's value in their shoe and their she. We've got Kevin Durant 11-2. Welcome back, Kevin Durant. Maybe he comes in criminally underowned. If you look at his box score, he literally put up like 270 burgers and a 60 burger before he had to sit out. So there's that. Tobias Harris, though. 8,800. You had said on this podcast, you said Tobias Harris was still like in play, possibly for his nuclear ability to go nuts at like 9,200. Now he's down to 8,800. it's Brooklyn, Philly and Brooklyn. You got to expect this game to be really fun to watch, especially with all the pieces back. What are you looking at?
Whoa.
No
You
Kyrie,
just
no
said
Kyrie.
Philly, Brooklyn, all the pieces back. The two pieces that matter a lot have never been around this team.
Ben Simmons and Kyrie Irving, but they haven't been around the team the whole year. All the pieces back that have actually been playing, Ryan.
Unacceptable. Two pivotal all-star potential Hall of Fame players, just like
they haven't played a game this season. All the pieces back for the iteration of the team that exists now until Kyrie Irving decides to go play his first game in bum F wherever. Go ahead. Yeah, because he can't play at home. Talk to me about the top end of forward.
He can play. Yeah, he's going to be a part-time player, according to Malika Andrews, which is funny to
so
ask
hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know what Ben Simmons is up to. I hope he has a great New Year's, but I think going down over here, Denzel Valentine at $3,300, he can handle the ball. That was his duty when he was in college. He was there like point guard and lead dog. Now, forward, there's not that much exciting value outside of him. I think spending up for Giannis is fine. He's going to be 11-6, and people are not going to play him at that price tag. Chris Middleton, 8K, can be the best fantasy player on the Bucks on one day, and Orlando could definitely do it. He is very efficient, just scoring wise. He just doesn't need to do much else against Orlando. Evan Mobley is going to be asked to do a lot for this Cleveland team in a Washington matchup. We might see Evan Mobley creep up in the 9K plus price range by the end of the season. We've seen Cade Cunningham already sniff it. It might be Evan Mobley's turn. Evan Mobley is a stud, and he's playing really well basketball on both ends of the court. Now, going down, if there's no Beal, I think Kyle Kuzma at 6,800, you're going to have to look at it. Tomorrow is not a day to be like, okay, can my guy give me 5X plus 10 or 6X? Sometimes on slates, you're going to be like, okay, he could give me 4X's salary, and you'll be like, yeah, that's can work out, or just plain old 5X, but not the best way to look at things. Just if you're eyeballing a lineup as you're building through it, as you're walking home or something like that, things can definitely look out. In the forward position, no Draymond Green last game, and we saw Otto Porter go to the bench. And I don't know if there's going to be a lineup change because they played awful in that first half. Golden State did. They were down like 20 points. They came all the way back. What they do with that front court rotation can definitely change tomorrow. We saw Kuminga close. Kuminga could easily start. So just don't immediately assume that what we saw, the starting lineup in the previous game, to be the starting lineup again, just because of how poorly Golden State started that first half against Denver. Steve Kerr is a mastermind to making adjustments from game to game. I expect even in-game adjustments. So I expect Steve Kerr to potentially roll out a different starting lineup, potentially.
Mastermind. It's a really complimentary thing to say about it.
I think Steve Kerr is very, very sharp, but
I think he's pretty sharp too. I mean, he's obviously figured out how to get the most out of a lot of these ancillary bench guys. I mean, last season was wonky, I think, for everybody. And I don't know, you've played now 2.5 years without
Klay to start Michael Mulder. Yeah,
I know, that's what I'm getting at. He's pretty good at what he does. So I'm with you. Gary Payton II has definitely come to fruition underneath him. A lot of young guys getting opportunities. We saw Bielitsa, whenever he's had to play 15, 20 plus minutes, he's been serviceable. So he's started to figure out how to blend a lot of these pieces together. Plus, they don't even have Klay Thompson out there. Now they don't have Draymond. They're going to be just fine. It's absurd. But anyway, let's go to the forward spot over on FanDuel. Kevin Durant, 11.8. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 11.2. Chris Middleton, 8K. Tobias Harris, though, 7,400 is going to be mega, mega, mega chalk. But there's a pivot. And I'm sure he'll probably garner a little bit of attention because he went off last game. But is Franz Wagner the best rookie in the NBA other than Evan Mobley?
Yeah, NBA.com put Franz Wagner as their number one rookie right now. So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan man, he balled out in front of Juwan Howard the other night. But look, that was an exceptional game from Franz Wagner. You love that usage. He might be asked to do the same thing. It's a tough Milwaukee matchup. So but the minutes are there, the shots are there. At $7,100, I think I will be willing to pivot a little bit. It's going to be depending on an ownership decision. But looking around there, I think spending up for Tobias Harris instead makes so much more sense at $7,400. I think I'd rather take my chances with Tobias Harris than a $7,100 Franz Wagner. Now, I think Kuzma's a great pivot at 6K. I think I can definitely deal with that. Isaac Okoro is going to be asked to play minutes. It's not going to be fun, but $4,600. Potentially he might play 40 minutes just because of the lack of bodies there. You can go there. Jeff Green, I know has not been good, but Jeff Green has 30-point upside when given the appropriate amount of minutes with no Aaron Gordon. We saw no Monty Morris last game out. I don't know what the Monty Morris situation is, but Jeff Green can be asked to play minutes. It's a 4-game slate. It's a small slate where you're going to have to take some risks where on one single-digit owned guy can just make a big difference. And that's the type of risks you have to take. But Will Barton at $5,500 along with Tobias Harris are your kind of cornerstone small forward position guys to take advantage of. Power forward's just flat out ugly. I mean, I don't see any great value at power forward. Do you?
No, it's awful. It's kind of a weird situation because, like, you can get a lot of these power forward centers, and you have Kevin Durant and Giannis up top. Obviously, I think Giannis is going to be much higher owned, more of a known quantity. But Orlando, they just got done running him out of the building. They very well could again here. Evan Mobley played 30 minutes right out of the gate. I think you can make him kind of a staple of what you do. I don't know offensively what kind of a role he's going to step into, but whatever point guard they bring in is not going to be Ricky Rubio. He's not going to be Colin Sexton, and he's not going to be Darius Garland. So you got to assume, yeah, he's a rookie, but he's had a decent enough offensive game. I think it's going to have to blossom even more so. 22-7 we saw from him last time out. I see more minutes. I see more opportunity there. If you don't have Bradley Beal there, you can go right back to Kuzma. Even if you do, 6K is a pretty moderate kind of number to be looking at for him. Played 33 minutes. I think those minutes are going to trend up. So you can kind of be looking at that. But yeah, the power forward spots specifically, I mean, do I even like put this out in the world? Like, I don't want to be attached to this take by any means, but like there's just a possibility, just if we see any kind of a reversion to an old role here, like Dean Wade, 33 minutes against the Pellies. Can I possibly interest you in some Dean Wade at 4,800? Yeah, that's a no, probably based on literally everything you just did. Let's head to Yahoo, shall we?
I think, yeah, it's that type of slate where you have to consider Dean Wade, right? I think you bring up a good point there, and that's the type of slate it is. Another guy we haven't touched on, Gonzaga guy, Corey Kispert, also $3,600. Bradley Beal out, Kispert in play. Kispert not totally out of play just because if you want to jam in studs, Kispert can do that at $3,600. He's just he's a decent shooter, can shoot the ball. He was claimed as one of the better shooters in the draft. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit being the Caucasian Cam Johnson, but he's essentially that. But, you know.
To the forward spot we go. Giannis Antetokounmpo on Yahoo is $56. Now, I'm not offended. Who gives a shit? That's hilarious. That's just literally the perfect comp for him that has ever been created. Cameron Johnson, though, what a fail that was today.
Well, I don't think he's been a fail. I think he's improved.
Today.
Oh, sorry.
Today.
Oh,
today. I think he's been really good 3-and-D guy.
Yeah.
But they have. That's what Phoenix has.
I never thought he would go.
Crowder, they have Cameron Johnson, they have Mikal Bridges. I look at them as all 3-and-D guys.
And Mikal Bridges being the best of the bunch by a significant margin, but
yes. Do you remember draft night when his mom was there? She worked for Philly her entire life.
Yeah, Mikal Bridges,
Sixers.
And then they traded him.
They traded him like 10 minutes after the interview.
You know who they traded him for?
No.
Zaire Smith. And Zaire Smith is out of the league.
Way to go, Philly. You guys trust the process, except for when it doesn't work. Let's go to the top end. Giannis, 56. Kevin Durant, 52 on our sponsor, Yahoo. Tobias Harris, $30. I think that might garner some attention either way. But Evan Mobley, $28. I saw that earlier. I was in love with it earlier. Chris Middleton, $27. You can find some upside, but everybody's healthy there. Hard for me to want to prioritize that. Kyle Kuzma, if there is no Bradley Beal, $22. Lauri Markkanen going to have to be offensive here too, $15. He actually stepped up a little bit more in that last game, starting to shoot the ball, playing some 30-plus minutes. If you get 30-plus minutes of Lauri Markkanen here, I think that's definitely viable. Denzel Valentine has been able to handle a basketball decently at some points in time. They could have a weird starting lineup. We'll obviously have all three of those games locking early. We'll kind of know what to do. But who really sticks out to you at the forward spot on our sponsor?
On our sponsor, I think Tobias Harris definitely sticks out at $30. Andrew Wiggins at 23. I think just because the minutes seem safe and he can definitely spike an upside game here and there. If you want to spend down, Dean Wade is $10 here. So your boy Dean Wade, he's your boy now. No, Robin Lopez.
I knew when I brought him up that I was going to get attached to this idiot. And he's a terrible fantasy point per minute guy, but he's going to play 30-plus minutes, Ryan. He's going to play 30-plus minutes.
Robin Lopez entered health and safety protocols about an hour ago. This might be the Wagner show with Franz and Mo, but Wendell Carter Jr. could start at the 5, and they could move Franz to the 4 and get in another wing there. I'm trying to think who might play wing. They can do a lot
for who? For
Orlando.
Yeah, it'll be Schofield can play. Admiral.
Oh my God, Admiral Schofield. Oh God, yeah,
he's $10. That's going to be who it is.
Yeah, Admiral Schofield is $10. Evan Mobley also at $28. You can consider. If for some reason Aaron Gordon's good to go, I think you can definitely take a shot with him at $20 Yahoo price tag.
And I like that he's in the late night hammer because it's always more fun to sweat lineups that haven't started yet, especially when you're thinking about rostering guys like Admiral Schofield on an actual NBA slate. You know where you should play that NBA slate at, Ryan? Our sponsor, Yahoo. And right now, if you're a new Yahoo user, here's what you do. You simply deposit $10 or more. It's $10. You deposit it into Yahoo. You play in any paid contest whatsoever. You play in the $1, you play in the quarter, you play in the $20 with $200K of overlay on Sundays. You play in any of those glorious tournaments that have 10 to 12% management fees, the lowest management fees, period. They are running contests that are just made to make your bankroll better, to build your bankroll. There's no better time than now to go over there right now and play in these contests. And now you'll get a free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum when you do it. Just by you doing all the stuff I just said. It doesn't get any easier than that. And it's not just NBA, but you'll get NFL, NHL, PGA when that starts back up here in 2 weeks. It's coming. It's coming right around. It's going to be beautiful. All of the great stuff for MMA as well. So check out this promotion. Utilize it if you're not familiar with Yahoo yet. We talk about it every single night. I don't know why you wouldn't want to go check it out. So stop guessing, start winning. Play over at Yahoo. And again, we're going to have some fun stuff going with them in the future as well. So no issues. If you want to play the other sites that we talk about, we obviously focus on DraftKings and FanDuel too, but Yahoo, best spot to go play to build, sustain your bankroll. Stop guessing, start winning. Join us at Awesemo through this lovely promotion. And thank you so much to them for sponsoring the Slate Starter podcast. Let's jump on over to center. We're going to get ourselves out of here. I did the late promotion this time. I skipped it after the guard position. I was just in a rhythm. I was in a rhythm. Feel the rhythm, feel the ride. Finish that.
Sorry,
you're not a 90s kid. It's okay. It's just, you're the Jamaican bobsled team. It's like one of the greatest Disney movies of all time.
Yeah.
Cool Runnings.
I forgot what you're referencing to, but yeah, it makes sense now.
Nikola Jokic on the top end is $11,900. We've got Giannis. You can play him at center. Joel Embiid, $11,000 we're looking at there. Weird. Another slate, another Jokic and Embiid. I swear to God, you would think they played on the same team with how much they appear on the exact same slates. It's a 4-gamer. There are 8 teams. That is 1/4. There we go. Quick math. 25% of the NBA that's in action, and yet they still appear on the same damn slate. It's remarkable. Jared Allen, he's doubtful. He's not going to play. Let's be serious. I'd be very surprised if he got upgraded and ended up playing in this spot. Evan Mobley, 7,800 there. You can play at center as well. Bobby Portis, now that Boogie's actually playing some minutes here, Bobby Portis did play pretty well in his 29 minutes, but no way really that he's going to pay off that tag. Who I want to ask you about is Daniel Gafford. He's 5K. He played 36 minutes. When you get one of these guys out of here, Montrezl Harrell, obviously going to be the guy is out here. It's just an absolute smash. But in the event that Bradley Beal comes back in here, Daniel Gafford's going to be one of the most popular plays on the slate, no doubt about it. What are you looking at doing? Are you affected by any kind of like rollout from Bradley Beal being back, where Daniel Gafford might have a capped upside?
Daniel Gafford's not the one to generate his own type of shot. He's an excellent putback guy, energy, rebound guy. You just want him to just play the minutes and stay out of foul trouble. So I don't necessarily think it takes away too much from Gafford. Sure, it doesn't help. You don't expect Gafford to get a post call more often than not and him try to back his way to the basket. It just doesn't make sense when Bradley Beal's on the court. He obviously will help his offensive upside if Bradley Beal is off, but it doesn't do too much of a damage, in my opinion. So I like going to Gafford for sure. I think spending up for Jokic, yeah, I love doing that. Spending up for Embiid, can definitely do that as well. Nick Claxton is a great pivot off of Daniel Gafford just because of the ownership, I think, can happen. We'll see what the Aldridge minutes limit looks like as he returns from health and safety protocols. Andre Drummond is set to return. So there's a backup center in Philly, I believe, behind Embiid. Jeff Green is a great play, I think, at $3,700 on DraftKings. I think if you want to spend down to Jeff Green, you can definitely consider that as an option tomorrow night. Honestly,
just saw him play basketball, and I will say he is probably the most enthusiastic teammate that I've ever seen in my entire. You want to talk about somebody that everybody on Denver seems to love? Jeff Green. Not somebody that I thought was like, oh, he's a good teammate or whatever, but he was like getting in the ref's face during timeouts, talking to him about why he was wrong about certain calls. He was basically doing all of Jokic's arguing for him, even though Jokic still argued every single call.
Yeah, that's Jokic's thing. Yeah, Jokic, that's Jokic's thing. Yeah, Jeff Green, Uncle Jeff, he's been on a bunch of teams now, but he's a quality player in my opinion. And it's weird that how many teams don't want to re-sign him, but how many teams will also want him. So it's the Jeff Green rule, and it's a very unique rule for Jeff Green. I mean, he's been on more teams than Tim Frazier. He's probably reaching, I don't know.
Do you want to play the game one more time?
I think I can name off all the teams that Jeff Green's been.
All right, you ready? Let's go.
My
God. Go ahead. You're going to miss one. I guarantee you're going to miss one. Go ahead.
Oklahoma City.
Yes.
Boston.
Yes.
The Clippers, the Grizzlies, the Orlando Magic, the Cavaliers, the Rockets, the Brooklyn Nets.
There are two really hard ones here in the middle of this.
Utah Jazz. I mentioned the Utah Jazz.
You did. I think you did. But if you didn't, yes, that's one of them. I'm listening. I'm waiting for two. I'm going to actually just take one of them off because you said Oklahoma City. He played for Seattle.
Okay.
The dude played for Seattle.
Yeah, he was on
I'm taking it off the board because they got switched. That was his rookie year. But continue. Last one. You're missing one. This is fun. This is riveting.
Boston.
Orlando Magic.
I said it, Orlando Magic.
Okay, never mind. Then you got them all. Yay, Ryan, you win. Then you got every single one. I didn't hear Orlando. Again, when they're not, it's not like I have them listed on a paper. I can check them as we're going or anything. I had to kind of eyeball it, which again, when somebody has this many teams listed, not the easiest thing to do. But Ryan named every Jeff Green team. That was pretty impressive. Not going to lie. Hit the like button. If for nothing else, because that was impressive as hell. I could have named all. I didn't know. I legitimately flat out did not know that he played for Denver. I was kidding. This is literally my joke, is that I don't watch NBA basketball. Whatever. I watch NBA every fucking night. It doesn't matter. Leave me alone, everybody. Here we go. Where are we at? We're on FanDuel. FanDuel. Nikola Jokic, 11,700. Joel Embiid's 10-8 there. Jared Allen, you're not going to play him there. Bobby Portis, 7,400. Evan Mobley, 7,300. Wendell Carter, 7,100. Kevin Love, 7K. I'm just listing off every power forward / center, but we got at this top end. 11-7 Jokic, 10-8 Embiid. I got to feel pretty good about Embiid against Aldridge and Claxton. I don't know if it's enough to want to like go over the top on Embiid as opposed to Jokic, but I mean, ownership's a thing. And if you made your stand there, I don't know. It feels like a pretty good spot to maybe be over on Embiid and kind of like at on Jokic. How about you?
Yeah, that's completely fine. Look, you play the game to win, right? You play the game to win. And if you think that's your path to winning, all you need is Embiid to outscore Jokic. And getting center right is really important. And if Embiid drops that 65-70 performance, which he can against the Brooklyn Nets, yeah, it's all about it. Jokic can do the same, but you can also do a lot with $900 on the slate. It's been a gross preview. I mean, it's not fun. We've talked about guys like Kevin Pangos and Dean Wade. I mean, send your jerseys over to Eric right now. But if you don't want to go there, Daniel Gafford's 5,200, Wendell Carter is 71. I expect Nick Claxton to get very little ownership at 6,200, but he's priced up. Kevon Looney's 5,200. Wow, what a time. What a time. Kevon Looney, $5,200. Go figure. And that's the FanDuel slate for you. It's not that fun. You're going to have to make some tough decision points. Guys like Evan Mobley have upside. Even Kevin Love is in play. He's been balling, man. This guy's been absolutely balling in limited minutes. It's been fun to see Kevin Love ball like this. Really devastating for this Cavs team. They were playing way above expectation. And I think Rubio was a big sixth man of the year candidate. Yep. And it was really rough to see that.
Yeah, it's awful. Robin Lopez, 4,900. He only played 23 minutes.
He's in health and
safety
fall
for that
protocol.
Oh, he is? Robin Lopez is?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. So
Mo
Wagner, Wendell Carter.
Wagner could play some minutes as well.
Mo Wagner could play some minutes there. Big guy, but Gafford, 5,200, going to be the chalk. Nikola Jokic going to be the mega chalk. I think both of those make sense, but I'm going to probably play more Embiid, especially if I try to take a shot on like Durant or Harden. Just hope that goes a little nuts.
Yeah, I hope Wagner plays, but we also saw Freddie Gillespie play.
So, we did see Freddie Gillespie play. He's 4,400, power forward. He only played 10 minutes the last time out, but maybe he plays increased run. He was with Toronto once upon a time. See, look, I can play that game too. Just
easy to play when he's only been on two teams, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's another joke, Ryan. Let's go to FanDuel, or let's go to Yahoo. Let's go to our sponsor, Yahoo, get ourselves out of here. Same situation we have here. Jokic and Embiid, $56 and $50 respectively. Bobby Portis, 25. That's an overpay. Kevin Love, $20. That's an overpay to be contrarian, but he has the upside even in 22 minutes. We've seen it before. However, the guy you brought up before, Kevon Looney, is $10. That's hard not to like. Daniel Gafford's up to $17. Maybe you have to think about it a little bit, but like legitimately, I like Kevon Looney at $10 on Yahoo. How about you?
It's going to be neither for the Jokic matchup. I think on center, I want to just spend up, man. Embiid and Jokic seem such nice spend up options. I want to find a way to get there. It's going to be tough. Claxton's not terrible at 18. Boogie Cousins at $15 is in play because of the size of the slate, just because Boogie can just get absolutely bulldozing around against this Magic team. If there was a spot to do it, it'd be against the Orlando Magic. I don't know if this Milwaukee team's on a back-to-back or front end of a back-to-back of some sort. They could be. Could change things up. I'm really curious to see a lot of these home and homes. I think the NBA planned for this just around the holiday season to potentially limit
travel
and potentially the spread of the coronavirus, which has been excellent planning by their medical staff. But Daniel Gafford also $17, strong play on Yahoo. It doesn't seem like a two center slate on Yahoo whatsoever. If you can find a way to jam in Jokic and Embiid, man, you're probably playing the likes of Pangos and Denzel Valentine over there to get those two guys in. But that could work out.
What a world. But yes, they did do some decent enough planning. I don't mean to besmirch that. That's your word of the day, everybody. Besmirch. Ryan, we're through another Slate Starter podcast. We have one more to go here. Then we'll be off for the weekend per usual, but we will miss you all. But again, tomorrow, I promise you, I'm going to give away something. I've got some stuff. I think I already said I was going to be giving away like a month or two of Awesemo Plus Platinum. So might have to make good on that here in some capacity. Promising things that I hopefully can come through with here, Ryan. But you're on the, you can help us market some of that stuff and figure out what to do there. But also, I just want to say thank you to everybody here. And I appreciate every single one of you in the comments section, hitting us up every single day, sweating with us, being frustrated with us, whatever it is, you can let it go on YouTube chat. We really appreciate that in the YouTube comment section. But most importantly, leave us a 5-star review over on Apple. If you leave a 5-star review, you'll be eligible for all of the lovely things that I promised to do a giveaway for. I will literally do that live here tomorrow. But Ryan, any final words for the people?
No. Please continue to leave those reviews. I think we got in a couple dozen, and another dozen would be great. Those 5-star reviews appreciate me a lot. More importantly, good luck tomorrow. Stay tuned for all the content that we have. And there's a giveaway at awesemo.com/giveaways. If you want to get yourself an entry to win a month pass, definitely take your chances at awesemo.com/giveaways. And exciting promo being launched this weekend. Stay in and keep your eye on that coming up.
Look at that. Can't do it any better than that. He's Ryan. He's going to go sweat some really cool lineups in this really expensive contest. I'm Eric. I'm going to go sweat my lineups in the $5.55 on FanDuel. We will see you all later.